Merch Strapper here with the latest Big Brother Canada evictee, Avery. Let's get right into it. You told the other house guests and Arissa that you were the best player in the house. Why do you feel you were the best this season, and do you think that you will still be the best even after the winner is decided?
You know what? It all comes down to, social game, competitors when it comes to competitions. I really truly believe that when it came down to the seven of us, I was the best player in the house. Like I said, that's why I was up on the block. That's why I was being voted out of the house. Unless Tola can pull out a couple more wins, I really truly believe that I was the best player in that house, and I'll stand by that.
You were voted out 3-1. Who do you think was the vote for you to stay?
I know 100% it was Spicy. She voted for me to stay in that game. I told her before the vote that I was going home 100%. I knew that Lexus and Anthony were being straight with me when they told me they were voting me out of the house. Todd approached me before the vote and let me know that he was keeping Bailey. I went up to Spicy and gave her the news. I told her that I didn't have the votes to stay. I actually told her that in order to protect her own game, to vote me out of the house so that she wouldn't put a target on her back going into next week. And I know that that was a hard decision, but she still gave me that sympathy vote to make sure that I didn't go out on an unanimous vote. I really do appreciate that. I'm going to cherish that. I know it was her. I know it was my girl.
That vote also means that at least two members of the Hot Chocolate Alliance voted against you. Why do you think that that alliance didn't stay loyal to you?
I feel like I want to say that it comes down to them being scared of me as a player. Everybody in that house told me that if they didn't get me out when they did, that I was going to win the game. I truly do believe that. I came to play. I came to win. And I think that that scared the other Hot Chocolate members. Anthony isn't too good at winning competitions. I know Lexus is the silent killer. She's just waiting for her moment to strike. And yeah, I think I just kind of spooked them. I spooked them. I was a good player. Maybe I shouldn't have came in as hot as I did, but I said I wanted to go into the Big Brother house, play a good game, and play a memorable one. And I really hope that I did a good job of that.
Can you take me back to last week and tell me what caused you to put Kayla on the block?
Yeah, so the events that led up to me putting Kayla on the block were, the information that was being fed to me were coming from my other Hot Chocolate members. I knew that they wouldn't be telling me this information unless it was true, but looking back, I do think that maybe Anthony and Lexus caught wind that if Todd was going to be pulled off the block, that they would be going up as a pawn. And, in the Big Brother house, sometimes the pawns do go home. I feel like looking back, that information might have been miscued, but I really wanted to show Bailey and Spicy that I had their back, that I was willing to protect them when it got down to the wire. And, the information that was fed about me, it did spook me. And I think that's part of the reason why I put her up there. But also having, Bailey in my ear saying, she's trying to backdoor me. We need to get her out. Are you with me or not? And I have Spicy. She was scared about what Goose said to Kayla before he left the house. Spicy's a good pawn. Whoever's sitting next to Spicy goes home. I was the one that told Spicy this information, and it really scared her that Kayla was playing behind our backs, So I really wanted to show that both of them, we were in an alliance together. I wanted to show them, what, I have your back. I'm going to protect you. And I think it did come back to bite me in the butt, but I'm still proud of myself. I made it this far. I still have a role to play in the game, and I'm still so thankful for it.
You were in two alliances, Hot Chocolate and the All-Female Alliance. Which one were you more loyal to?
I was more loyal to the Hot Chocolate. It was Hot Chocolate till the end. I was in 7, 8 different alliances at the time. We had Hot Chocolate, Top of the Key, Big Sisters, Shimmer and Shine at one point. Like it was getting out of hand. I feel like I did kind of lose track of, the alliances at one point, but it really was me and Spicy. We were going to ride that all the way to the end. Havoc Hotties came first. It was Hot Chocolate, then Top of the Key. But near the end, I started to trust Bailey more than Anthony and Lexus. And I think that that was very telling. I wish I would have listened to my gut a little bit more when it came to Anthony and Lexus and their trust and whether or not they were going to be loyal to me if I was up on the block. I know for a fact that if I was on the block next to Anthony or Lexus and Bailey was voting, she would vote to keep me. And that's very telling looking back.
You have said that you are a super fan of the show. As a super fan, how do you explain the two returning players still being in the house?
You know what? I gotta say, if they're still there, if they're playing a great game, I have to say that Anthony's playing a really good social game. He's been, a legend for his social game. He still hasn't touched the block once. That's just telling of how good his social game is. Spicy as well. She has 2 HOHs under her belt. That's absolutely amazing. And it just goes to show that they came here to play and, they're ready to win. And I'm proud of both of them. It was an honor to play next to them in that game.
Now that you've been in the house, do you believe a better strategy is to lay low and undetected, but risk a jury potentially not seeing your moves, or to play hard and make enemies, but be credited for the moves that are made?
I still think playing hard is the way to go. Who knows? Like, I'll give you an example. When it comes to Lexus, I don't know the moves that she's made. I don't know the conversations that she's had because she's playing such a quiet game. And I think that's what's important in this game is you have to play loud enough where people see the moves that you're making, but not too loud where you put a target on your back. And maybe that's where I went wrong with Kayla and Matt, but I wanted to show people that I came here to play. I came here to win. And I think that's what scared my alliance in the end.
What do you believe was your best move in the house, and what move would you like to take back?
I feel like my best move in the house was, I feel like Matt was a good option. I know we had a really good personal relationship, but when it came down to game, I had better alliances and better trust put in other people. I had more game chats with other people in the house, other alliances I was more loyal to. The directors, yes, we were a good alliance. We were trying to make it to final 6. But when it came down to it, the directors were only made to protect hot chocolate. We wanted to make sure that we had other people who we could talk in groups with to make it look like hot chocolate wasn't a thing. And I think that worked out. But Matt was a great social player. He really had everyone wrapped around his finger. I have to respect that as a super fan. And showmances are deadly in the Big Brother house. You can't trust them. Whatever you tell one person is going to get back to the other. And I think that's why we were so worried about Lexus. So getting Matt out, I think that was a good move. But I have to say, I do regret putting Kayla up there. I wish I would have had one conversation with her before making that decision. Maybe it would have cleared the air a little bit more. Then I could have put Anthony or Lexus up as a pawn to get Tola out of the house. Kayla, if you're watching this, I love you, girl. I regret that move. But in the end, I did think you were coming for me, and that scared me. I wanted to show Bailey and Spicy that I could protect them in this game. We're in an alliance together. And it might have been the wrong move, but in the end, like you said, gotta live with all wells and not what ifs.
From the players left in the house, can you rank them starting with who you were the most close to, the next closest to, and ending with who you were the least closest to?
Yeah, of course. So I was the closest with Spicy. I had to distance myself from her here and there. We didn't want people to think that we were a duo. But she was my number one. She was the one person I always wanted to be around. Then I gotta say Bailey. She is hilarious. I love Bailey. I know we're gonna be great friends outside of this house. I was really close with her. The 3 of us definitely had a good bond. Then I have to say the next person that I was closest with was Anthony. We had a really good bond. I look at him as a big brother, the big brother that I never had. He always called me his little sister, and we had a really good personal relationship and game relationship, even though he voted me out of the house. That's where the trust comes in. Then I gotta say, Todd, I feel like we did have a good personal relationship. That guy's hilarious. He's totally his authentic, silly, goofy self. And Tola, I feel like we definitely started building our personal relationship more near the end of the game. I wish that I had a couple more conversations with him. In the middle, we did talk game here and there, but he is a really cool guy. He's totally authentically himself. He's a big personality, and you can see that come out on screen. I just wish that we had more conversations later on in the game. Oh, and Lex. I was forgetting about Lex. Sorry, I'm gonna put her right before Todd. She's really quiet. She is the type of player and the type of person to kind of just feel out the waters a little bit. I know that she's the type of person that needs to warm up to you before she becomes her full authentic self. And I saw a little bit more of Lexus near the end of the game, and that's the Lexus that I know and love.
And finally, who do you believe is playing the best game in the house?
Right now, if we're talking strictly game, I think that Tola is playing a very good game. I know that Anthony hasn't touched the block once, but when it comes to competitions, if we're involved in competitions, Tola is playing a great game. But I also feel like Bailey is really overlooked. She is playing a great social game. I have to give her props there. She has a couple wins under her belt. She made it very far in that movie night massacre, holding up those chains, and she pulled out a POV win. So I gotta say, Bailey and Tola, they're playing amazing games. I would love to see either of one of them in the finals.
Amazing, Avery. Thank you.
Thank you so much.